And to talk more about this developing story, I'm joined live by Valentin Yakushik, Professor of International Relations from the Ukrainian capital, Kiev. Well, thank you for joining us. And in the beginning, I would like to ask you about Western nations hit back with sanctions for Russia's Ukraine actions. Do you think that this could halt Russia's from invading Ukraine at a time when Putin says he won't?
Well, first of all, any sanctions now cannot change Russian policies. Russia is already accustomed to sanctions, is prepared, has plan B, instead of cooperating with the West in the same way as it was doing for the last 30 years. So it can just threaten some elements of Russian elites who keep their money in the West, whose children study there, who have properties there. But Russia is prepared, so they ignore that. But at the same time, we should know that Russia wouldn't dare to have a real war with Ukraine. Russia doesn't need this, and Russia is not capable to do. If it doesn't want to have the results as of American actions in Afghanistan for 20 years or in Iraq for similar time. Russia will not enter Ukraine definitely, because Ukrainian army is strong. Ukrainians now are ready to resist, and Ukrainians and Russians do not understand why there may be a fratricidal war between two neighboring nations. Well, now I'm talking to Algerians. It would be the same as the war between Algeria and Morocco, or with some other Arab nation.
You are saying that
what Russia is doing now, it raises the
Mr. Yakushik, actually you're saying what you have just answered. You're saying that Russia is not going to invade Ukraine, but the Russian parliament, the Duma, has approved the request to send peacekeeping troops, as he puts it, to breakaway regions. Can we describe it as a sign of war?
Yes, it can be in formal terms assessed as a sign of war. And now Ukraine is ready to break diplomatic relations with the Russian Federation, as in a similar situation Georgia has done in 2008, when Russia recognized the independence of two breakaway republics of Abkhazia and South Ossetia. But there will be no physical war. It's the war in the hearts and war in political words. But what we have now, Russia is expanding its legal structures to the separatist regions of Ukraine, Donetsk and Lugansk, who constitute 1/3 of Ukrainian regions of Donetsk and Lugansk. This is done. And Russia is threatening that it can go to assist separatists, but in this way, Russia is threatening that its forces will try to get
these growing tensions, Mr. Yakushik, if you hear me, what is life is like among Ukrainian citizens who are living in the east of the country, who are bearing these tensions? Can you describe it?
Well, I can tell you that many people here are very much afraid of the war. They do not understand the situation. They are perplexed and confused. They do not know what to do. Some people are ready to resist, are looking for weapons, for cartridges, and there is the lack of those in Ukrainian weapon shops. And many people like me, we try to understand the situation and to explain why the war is impossible and what should be done. There should be grassroots politics now. Now Russia is in a kind of nationalistic paranoia. Many people think, oh, it's great that two separatist regions of Ukraine will be closer to Russia. But it's not in Russian interest. It's acting for Russia as a business structure, as not attractive international actor. So many Ukrainians now are ready to propose solutions for the Eastern separatist movements stopping its activities, coming back to Ukraine, and for Russia-Ukrainian relations. Russia has chosen a very wrong policy of threatening all Ukrainians. It's counterproductive, definitely counterproductive.
Thank you so much, Valentin Yakushik, Professor of International Relations. You joined us live